everyone, welcome back to another scrapbook layout video, and thank you for joining me again today. So today I mentioned in my monthly For the Love of Sharing and Crafting that I was going to do this workshop Your Way kit from Close to My Heart. I believe it is Chelsea Gardens. Yeah, so I had that one sketch that I just did, or the layout that I did for the monthly hop, separate from this one. And so I still had the kit. So what I really like about their kits is you basically cut all the papers to the sizes they say and glue them down. It's pretty much that simple. I did make a change because they said to, a lot of times you'll see that marble paper that I cut in the beginning. They wanted you to use both of those as the backgrounds. So I I didn't want to use those as the backgrounds because I was hoping to, stretch this kit. One thing I've noticed with their workshops Your Way is that you do have leftovers. You have, there's usually quite a few ephemera sticker pieces and papers. They do have it set up, however, so you can make cards. I did not make the cards with this kit. A lot of times you have to purchase the stamp set separately, so I didn't even worry about that. Yeah, so I'm not going to make the cards that go with this, and then therefore I'm going to have even more scraps left over. In fact, when I started cutting, I wish I would have paid a little more attention because of a couple of the pieces that I cut were for the cards. So the little diagram that they give you in the beginning that shows you what to cut everything to has the card cuts as well. It makes it really easy. They also have pocket pages with some of their kits too. But again, like I said, I did not want to do the cards because I will take whatever scraps are left over and use it for my daily life album. I did alter the pictures a little bit. Instead of 2 4x6 photos, I believe I have on both of them 2 3x4 photos. So I think, I'm pretty sure, I can't remember. It's been a couple days, but you can see how I'm just adding that marble paper here. And I didn't know the size to cut it for the bottom. So I'm just going to line it up with the edge, and then I'm going to trim it off. And it works out really well because I love the backside of that marble. I don't know if you can tell, but it's this really pretty like ombre green to blue. And I am going to use that in another video. So it works out really well. And the neat thing too is that by doing it this way, I used just one sheet for both pages. And I just took, you might have noticed me grabbing, I've mentioned in past videos that I made a section of papers that are white on one side and a pattern on the other. Those are ones that I have purposely set in a different spot in my room. So when I have a layout like this that is going to be completely covered, I don't need to use my good white cardstock. So this side goes together fairly quickly, easily. It does take a turn for the worse. No, not really. Okay, I'm going to get to a couple of parts of the videos, and it's going to drive me a little crazy. So I will talk about that as I come to it, though. This part on the layout called for some ribbon. This ribbon also came with the kit. Everything I use on this layout minus one thing, and I will show that at the very end, came with this kit. Oh, and also the letters that I use, but I'll talk about those in a minute too. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue down the ribbon flat to the page, and then to secure ribbon on the back, I usually use a piece of my Scrappy tape and adhere the ribbon to that, and then I take washi tape and hold it down on top of the ribbon to not only cover up any adhesive that was from the score tape that the ribbon didn't cover, but also just to kind of help hold it there in place. And then I'm going to come back later and add the bow. I don't know how they suggested you do it. That's just how I like to do it. So now I'm working on the right hand side. And I apologize that my camera is going in and out a little bit. It doesn't want to focus. Sometimes I wonder if I should get a black mat. I did find a way to clean this mat that new Dawn dish soap, the power wash, just kind of spray stuff. I sprayed it a little bit on there, left it for like a minute, and then it worked better than anything else I've found so far. So that was kind of nice. But anyways, I think sometimes I wonder if a black mat would save the focusing, but Of course, every time I try to put these squares down, they're not going to line up. So you're going to see, I'm just going to tuck this one underneath and line it up with the picture. You know, that's scrapbooking life, right, though? And then, but I really, this layout turns out gorgeous. I love it. So these pictures, yes, and I was right about 2 3x4s instead of another 4x6. So where I have the 2 3x4s on both pages, they have just one 4x6. So you could do anything you wanted with those sections. These are photos from my honeymoon, actually, and the place we stayed for my honeymoon. The end photos will not have the journaling. I want to get these videos done before the weekend because I'd like these videos to go up next week. I know that I have been behind as far as videos go. I will tell you, I live in Oregon, if you didn't know that, and we went on a vacation to the beach. It was not a fun or relaxing vacation like it was meant to be. It was a no power for over 24 hours. Come home early because there was so much smoke we couldn't go outside. Come home to more smoke. So for a week and a half now, we've basically been smoke. There's smoke everywhere from the fires. And it's really made me not want to, side note, these alphabets, I'm going to leave a link below to these. I have 2 of the sets. Scrapbook.com came out with these. They have 3 sets, and I just ordered the 3rd one because I purchased them. I don't know the regular retail, but I got them for $40. At least the first 2. The 3rd one I got for the $30. They're currently on sale, but I don't know when this video will go up if they will still be on sale. But you get 2 full sets. 2 full sets. You get both the upper and lowercase. So I'm going to leave a link below. They're awesome dies. You can see that I used the little ones for the Little Creek Cove title. And I did the same thing where I cut the top out of gray and then 2 or 3, I think I actually did 3 layers of white underneath those. And then one of the photos in the end, you can see. So anyways, I had to redo these gray squares because their cardstock is double-sided and I just wasn't paying enough attention. And so one side is lighter and one side's darker. So on the left-hand page, I glued the lighter side down, and on the right-hand page, I glued the darker side, or vice versa, I can't remember. And if you look close enough right now, you can actually see where it says creek. The 2 E's in that word creek are the lighter side of the cardstock, so I even managed to do that wrong, which I do go back and cut out 2 more of those E's. But I love that font. Isn't that a great font? But anyways, I was mentioning that I do live in Oregon, and it's been completely smoky here. We haven't been able to. Finally last night, today is Friday, and finally last night we got some rain and stuff, and that was nice. It's still very unhealthy air quality, so keep your prayers coming to Oregon because I think it's going to be, hopefully it goes away, but it's supposed to be sunny for the rest of the week, or at least, you know, if the smoke wasn't there, it would be sunny, but we'll see. We just need it to rain, and get rid of these fires and the smoke. But I've had a few people ask how I'm doing. We are okay where I am. We are not in any danger. Thank you for asking. At least not of our house getting burnt, but it's like being quarantined ×2 is kind of what I'm calling it, because now we can't even open our windows, anything like that. And that's making it very depressing, very hard. And, you know, you hear stories of, you know, places, tornadoes, things like that, but it never really hits home until you are involved in it. Like I have family members who have had to be evacuated, and you know, you worry for them and things like that. So that's been a major part of why I have not had any videos up, as well as school has started. So far, okay. I'm super happy with my youngest teacher. My other one is doing the early college program, so I'm not worried about him at all. They've got this stuff figured out. But yeah, you know, it's just been 2 weeks from 2020. I'm calling it my vacation from 2020 as well, because it was just, if it could go wrong, it did. So yeah, and it was supposed to be the relaxing vacation, away to actually get out of the house. We actually left the house to go somewhere, and yeah, it just didn't turn out, but it's okay. We had one good day, You know what was really weird? On the beach, one of the days, the wind was like it would blow for 2 or 3 minutes and it would feel so nice and warm. And then it would just automatically switch to really cold wind. And it was the weirdest. I've never been on the beach or felt wind like that before. Because then, anywhere from 30 seconds to 2 minutes or a couple minutes, it would blow really super cold wind and then back to the nice warm wind. And you'd just be standing there like, ah, that's nice and warm. So, anyways, I've done a whole lot of chatting now, not much about the layout, but I think you can basically follow along. I love all the little squares, and I love all the kind of how the pictures go across basically in the middle. The other thing that's nice about the Workshops Your Way with Close to My Heart, although I have not purchased, I know they've changed them up. And the one I have purchased since then, maybe two, they're different. So I don't know. I mentioned this in my last video, but if this is a kit you are interested in, they do not sell it anymore, but I imagine if you reached out to one or two different Close to My Heart, vendors or whatever you call them, consultants, that someone somewhere probably has one in their stash they'd be happy to sell you. So that's probably my best suggestion if you absolutely want to get your hands on this kit. So, but like I said, you always end up with a bunch of leftovers. And so when I was doing these clusters, I kept in the back of my mind that I would probably come back at the very end and add some more to these clusters, but I actually didn't. And the still shot photos in the end you're going to see they're basically what you're seeing me do now. And there's only one thing again that I added that was not part of the kit. So the only other thing I didn't really care for was, and I've mentioned this before, these are chipboard pieces that you just pop out of these sheets. The little knobbies I know there's a specific term, but I like calling them little knobbies because I'm lucky if I can remember to say my own name right. Especially after last night. So there was thunderstorms last night and that woke up everyone, most of us. But I love thunderstorms. Let me know below if you guys like thunder and lightning. When I was a kid, I was so scared of them, but now I'm amazed by them. It amazes me that air alone, this thing that we can move through without any problems, that, we breathe in, all this stuff, air can cause these loud noises. And I know there's a whole bunch of scientific stuff behind it, but it boggles my mind, just like rainbows. It's just a little water and sun, yet these beautiful things show up in the sky. And it's so anyways, so I couldn't sleep. So if I act like I don't know what I'm talking about, then that's pretty normal, but also because I didn't sleep. But I was also very happy to get the rain. So I changed up a little bit where they put the clusters, and I am you can see I made a bow there. I do fuss with my bows quite a bit because I don't know, my OCD just wants my bows to look like bows. And you'll see in another video, I just have to have the bows look normal or look good. So I glued that bow down, but you can see I just glued it over that top of that other ribbon, and nobody's going to notice that it's not actually tied as part of one big long piece. And then they only had the one bow and the one ribbon piece on their layout, but I like to bring the same elements across my page. So I did go ahead and make another bow. And again, you can see this ribbon actually worked out really well. It was pretty easy to get it to form into the shape that I like. So I'm trimming it down. And then I also use glue dots to glue ribbon down a lot. And I will also use those glue dots to kind of help the bow hold its shape that I make. So I decided to add another bow to the right hand side. And usually with those ribbon rolls that you get with these kits, you have a ton left over. So I was not worried whatsoever about using those. Oh, and I did forget as well. I guess there is more than one thing I pulled in on my own. So you guys know, you've seen this little bucket before. There's some vellum pieces in here that I cut and punched from some scraps of vellum that I had quite a few months ago. And I knew I didn't want to waste the vellum. And so I just cut a variety of shapes. And I believe I'm going to add some of this vellum to each layout. And so this time I chose these little butterflies, and I just used a little bit of glue in the middle of those vellum butterflies to glue them down. And what I did is oh, another third thing. So I apologize. There are 3 different things I pulled in, but no, not that big of a deal. What I'm going to do is add some pretty pink posh gems, and I will try to remember to link those below. I'm going to add 3 of those in each of the middle of the butterflies, and that will cover up the glue that you can see through the vellum, and also just add a little bit of sparkle to my layout. So I am using this jewel picker I got from an order a long time ago. I want to say it was like a freebie with something. It's okay. I will leave a link below to it if I can find it as well. It's not, I've had it for a really long time and I've just never showed it because it's not my favorite. Like, I think I prefer my picky uppy tool that I've shown before more over this thing, but I didn't really, I don't know. I wanted to try to see how this worked, and it got the job done. So it works, I guess. It just depends. Some people use it in their videos all the time and seem to love it, and I'm just kind of like meh with it. So either, I don't know, whatever, just one of those things. So sorry for my head getting in the video there too. I did not realize my head. I can't wait to get my hair cut and colored again. I'm sure a lot of you know how that feels. The third thing that I'm going to add are these little white heart confetti pieces, and I'm going to just add a few into each cluster. I will try to leave a link below. I want to say, I don't know, they might have came in like a sequin pack, but I'm not really sure. If I can find them, I will leave a link below to them too. I'm going to show a close-up of them, I believe, in this last little section of video after I put these enamel dots down. But they are in the container underneath the gems, and one of the little white hearts fell on the layout, and that's what gave me the idea to kind of just sprinkle them around. And you guys have seen me use these little confetti pieces on other layouts before, so but they really can sometimes just add a little something. Here is those heart pieces that I'm going to dump a few on some of the gray cardstock, and I can't really get it to focus too well, but you can see they're just tiny little white hearts, and there they are in some of the close-ups. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining me, and we will be off to layout number 2 with this kit. I hope you guys have a nice day. Don't forget to please like and subscribe to my videos. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.